Now on News Channel 8.
That's the one
Infested with bats. We're live to explain what is being done to help residents in this situation.
Then we have a deal. NFL fans can breathe a sigh of relief this morning. It's Thursday, September 27th.
Live from the News Center in high definition, this is News Channel 8 on your side today.
Good morning and welcome to News Channel 8 today. I'm Gail Guayardo.
I'm Rod Carter. Glad you could join us this morning at 6 o'clock. News headlines are coming up in just a minute.
Let's get you out the door, though, with Storm Team 8 meteorologist Lee Spann. She's in the forecast center.
Good morning, guys. And you certainly feel it this morning, even more so than yesterday. Touch more humid, a little bit warmer out there. We're at 72 in Lutz right now, 74 in Largo. Tarpon Springs, 69, not bad in Riverview right now at 73, 72 Wesley Chapel, 72 Frostproof. And we're currently at 70 in Lake Placid. So by midday, we'll have warmed up to 85 with partly cloudy skies. We do bring in a 30% chance for spotty thunderstorms this afternoon, 84 degrees this evening and 74 degrees tonight. Now let's check in on the roadways. How are they looking this morning, Leslie?
Actually, a pretty good drive overall on our Bay Area interstates. I-75 looks very good through the Riverview area. But out on US 301, folks, we do have a crash. It's located south of Bloomingdale, reportedly right around Duncan. So heads up here on 301 through Riverview, maybe tying up one of those lanes. And again, injuries involved in that crash. Now to the south in Manatee County, we've got a collision here, Highway 70 at Lakewood Ranch. Let's take a look at our cameras, and I actually want to show you traffic is moving at pretty good speeds here on 275 right around Bierce Avenue. And as you continue to move into downtown Tampa, no delays. That's a look at the roadways. Back to Gail.
All right, thanks, Leslie. Breaking news, NFL fans, union referees could be back on the football field as early as tonight. After hours of speculation, the NFL is now confirming it has reached a deal with its referees. Following the now infamous botched call to end Monday night's game between the Packers and the Seahawks, word came late Wednesday night that a deal has been reached to end the lockout between the NFL and the Referees Association. Now, according to reports, the deal is still being inked, but both sides are prepared to sign documents to make them official as early as this morning. The NFL said earlier yesterday that it's prepared to have union referees ready to go for tonight's game between the Ravens and the Browns. And coming up on the Today Show, we will have a deal. The question now is, how will the league recover from the controversy?
It's a story that we first reported this week, the closure of the Channelside Cinemas in Tampa. It came as a shock to a lot of people, especially people who have events booked at the theater. The closure actually left some groups scrambling to find new places to hold those events. 8 on Your Side helped people planning a big class reunion in that very predicament. News Channel 8's Adrian Pedersen is live this morning at the theater. And Adrian, that's a very tough situation when you planned and planned and planned, and then this unexpected thing is thrown into the mix.
Yeah, Rod, Valerie Fraser did that exact thing. She had her class reunion all planned for about 400 people. Then she realized one key part might be missing: the location.
This is a really, really big event. We were counting on at least 400. We have 500 tickets printed.
I'm going to stand by what I believe in, which the business believes in, and accommodate customers, you know, whether it's a refund, changing the venue as much as we can.
That's Matt Pizzullo. He's with management here at the theater, and he says an alternative location for the reunion was already in the works even before 8 on Your Side called him. Now the event will be at a Greek restaurant right under the Channelside Cinemas. Event organizers say they're happy everyone was able to work together and get something figured out. So we asked management about the process of closing, and they said it was a tough decision. They were trying to hold out. They've heard that the owner of the Lightning is interested in buying this complex, but that deal just wasn't going through quick enough, so they had to close the doors. Rod?
All right, Adrian, thank you. The theater, by the way, isn't the only business to close up shop in Channelside. Stump Supper Club and Howl at the Moon also closed this month.
8 is on your side with the latest developments on a story that could very well make your skin crawl. Residents of the Cinnamon Cove apartment complex contacted 8 on Your Side earlier this week because they didn't know what else to do. Bats had infested their apartments, and they felt that complex owners weren't working quickly enough to eliminate the problem. News Channel 8's Chip Osowski joins us now live from the complex with the very latest on the situation. And Chip, I understand some of those folks are now moving.
You're absolutely right, Gail. Complex management is allowing affected residents to move into other apartments within Cinnamon Cove free of charge while they deal with this issue. That was welcome news to Carrie Covington, who's seen bats in her apartment crawling around the cracks and crevices all around her building. As friends were helping her move out, they found bats in the apartment, some alive, some dead. Covington says she had no idea there were so many bats. The owner of Cinnamon Cove called in bat experts at Wildlife Solutions to get rid of the bats, but even with a licensed team of experts, it may take several days before the bats are trapped and moved.
Unfortunately, when dealing with bat situations, you can't remove the bats overnight. It's going to take multiple days, and we're starting that process immediately.
Bats are a protected species in Florida, so you can't just kill them. If you have a bat problem, you have to call someone who is licensed to deal with bats. And representatives with Wildlife Solutions now estimate it will be 7 to 8 days before all of these bats, probably more than 1,000 of them, are removed and then relocated. Gail?
That's a big job. Okay, thanks, Chip. Well, wildlife experts think the bats were forced to move to that complex after their habitat, a patch of woods adjacent to the Cinnamon Cove, was recently leveled by bulldozers.
New this morning, an off-duty deputy shot and killed a man in Citrus County. The sheriff's office says just before 11 o'clock last night, an armed man confronted an off-duty deputy and his girlfriend at a home on Eden Drive in Inverness. Investigators say after a brief confrontation, the off-duty officer fired a shot, hitting the man in the chest, and deputies say the man died at the hospital. Now, an 8 on your side crime tracker alert out of Polk County for you this morning. A Christian school secretary is facing charges after investigators say she had sex with a 17-year-old student. Polk County deputies arrested 41-year-old Trina Rocker. She's the secretary at Landmark Christian High School in Haines City. Deputies say Rocker had a 7-month sexual relationship with the boy between November of last year and this past May. Rocker is charged with 5 counts of unlawful sex with a minor. She's being held in jail without bond. In Pinellas County, a family raised $10,000, hoping it helps police solve a 4-year-old cold case. Someone stabbed Billy Vorvis to death at his Clearwater home in 2008. Police think robbery may have been the motive here. Vorvis's family handed out flyers announcing that reward money, hoping that someone comes forward.
Now to some of the big stories making headlines around America this morning. The seemingly endless quest to find the remains of Jimmy Hoffa is taking investigators to Roseville, Michigan. That's where a man told detectives he saw men bury a body hours after the Teamster president went missing 35 years ago. Detectives will take soil samples from the site to determine if, in fact, this is the final resting place of Hoffa. Fans are remembering legendary crooner Andy Williams. He died at his Branson, Missouri home after a year-long battle with bladder cancer. Williams was one of the most popular vocalists of the 1960s. His signature song became Moon River. He also had a string of Christmas TV specials in the 70s and 80s. He was 84 years old.
Speeches by world leaders continue today at the United Nations General Assembly. Yesterday, Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad spoke about Iran's global vision of the future and alleged Israeli threats of attacks. One thing he did not mention was Iran's nuclear program, which is the subject of grave concern for the United States. Now, outside of the UN, a crowd gathered to protest Ahmadinejad's speech. Many of them carried Syrian flags and were protesting the violence there, which they say is supported by weapons from Iran. It's 6:09. The newest iPhone is selling like, well, iPhones, really, or hotcakes around America. They're really selling a lot of them.
Coming up next, 8 on your side helps you cash in on your older iPhone to offset the cost of a new one.
And we've got an accident still working out in Riverview on 301. I've got all the details and the updates coming up with your True Speed traffic.
And it is more mild and a little bit more muggy out there this morning. We checked in with weather watcher Big Monkey in Crystal Beach. Says it's 77 degrees right now at his house. That is warmer than he was yesterday, and we'll be warming up to actually pretty close to where we were yesterday in the afternoon. 90 in Brandon, 89 this afternoon in Sarasota, 91 in Inverness. We'll hit 90 in West Chase, 89 degrees in Apollo Beach, and 88 degrees today in Clearwater. Don't forget you can always catch Storm Team 8's forecast on News Radio 970 WFLA. I'll be back with more on your weekend forecast, but you can always like us on Facebook.